Hey, what's up, Dex?
Good, good. What is it? Morning? No, it's afternoon.
No, it's
Good afternoon.
afternoon, bro.
Afternoon, Rob. No, everyone, I did not just wake up. Good afternoon, Rob. How
It
are
only
you?
sounds like it.
It only sounds like it, right? I mean, I'm actually, we're still in the middle of our days here, so it's kind of like it's a little confusing.
Yeah, yeah, same here. So, how he's going? How's it going, man?
Going well, my friend. Lots to talk about this week, so it should be fun. But first, we always start with our question, right? I just want to make sure that we're doing right by the audience.
Exactly. And of course, we have to say hi to everybody out there. Thank you again for joining us. Please smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you know when we're back on. Let's just get right into it. We got two questions, so I'll give you the first one if you don't mind.
Sure.
This might actually be on your palate. What's your opinion on the Trump tariffs?
God, here we go. You know,
That was fast.
that was fast. First of all, my immediate reaction is if his intent is to build wealth, it's not going to happen in my 4K, or it hasn't happened in my 401k for the past 5 days, right? If I look at it personally, all he's done is dismantle my wealth or whatever I have in my 401k, if you consider that wealth. Yeah, I guess so, right? Whatever's in my investment portfolio. But at the same time, if his vision is for the United States to become this all powerful, bring business back, lower corporate profits, have everybody working, it's just not going to happen in the next 4 years. Now you're going to lay out that vision now, and hopefully, if you have Republican leadership after you've gone, then they can continue, with that path. Short term, it hurts because I'm losing money. I'm not gaining money here.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone who has a 401k or has any level of investments, they've lost money over the last few days, a lot of money. So if someone reciprocates on tariffs, he just doubles the tariffs. It's not about politics. It's not about global. He said, you know what? There's still a lot of personal feeling going into that. I feel that very strongly. He is not a temperament. He is not an even
Oh
temperament.
no, he's not a politician.
No.
Yeah,
No,
he's a
he's not even a
businessman, and
business person because he
yeah,
doesn't realize what this is doing. If you're going to increase tariffs, then increase them on nations that you're not friendly with. Why are you screwing your neighbor to the north and your neighbor to the south? I get why you're screwing or trying to screw Mexico. With
yeah.
drugs, you got issues with immigrants, you got issues
Mm-hmm.
with all that. I
Sure.
understand why that. But why are you going after Canada? I don't get that. Like, why are you doing that?
Maybe, or certainly the press.
Correct, right?
Right.
Like, and when his personality just plays so much into his politics, and not to go off on a tangent, but no, you know what? I'll do that next because I don't want to slight this question.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I believe the tariffs initially could be a good short term situation to kind of balance percentages out worldwide in terms of trade. Do I like it short term? No, because it's hurting me.
Right.
It's
Right.
hurting. I'm
the
losing money.
the overall objective, I think, is sound. It's the getting from point A to point B is
What's the
where
policy
it's a
behind
lot of
it? Why?
turbulence.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
What's the policy?
Yeah. Yeah. Trump, let's face it, he is the bull in the china shop. But at least I think, as far as DOGE goes, I think he should get a lot of credit for finding a lot of the abuse and a lot of the waste, where a lot of trillions of dollars are being wasted and nobody even knows where it's going. And that's kind of important too. The price of eggs is important. The stock market is important. Government waste is very important. And so, I think give credit where credit is due. I think DOGE is doing a fairly good job at finding the waste. It's what's next that's got me a little bit on edge. I don't know what the intent is, how they're going to try to correct the imbalance.
I'll disagree with you a little bit on the Doge part. I don't like secrecy.
Oh, I know that.
I
Right.
don't like. There's a problem with that particular group where they're not very forthcoming with information, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that in and of itself, when you mask things in privacy and secrecy like that, that bothers me. So
Well, I
whatever your
figured that.
mission is, I'm going to be bothered
Yeah,
by it because you're being very secretive about it.
sure.
And then when he starts talking about, look, we're going to go after Social Security and Medicare, well, hold.
Yeah. It's in what context? That's what concerns me.
Yeah,
So for example, if they're going to go after Social Security and the waste, then I'm all for it. But if they're going to say we found waste and the way to combat that is for cuts,
oh, right.
now we have an issue.
Now we
Now
have
we
an
have a
issue.
problem
Wait, you're
because it's
cutting.
not our fault. It's not your fault. It's not my fault that we've been getting ripped off, whether it's Social Security, whether it's the FEMA,
Medicare, Medicaid,
whoever, right?
FEMA. It doesn't matter. You're
Right,
absolutely right.
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 And
We
so,
pay into this system. If
right.
you're going to tell me that you're cutting waste surgically because it's over bloated, you've got too many layers, you've got over support, I get all that.
Mhm.
But the second you start talking about, well, we may potentially cut benefits to retirees,
Nope,
hell with that. I
nope.
earned that. I paid
Yeah.
into the system for that.
That's
Don't
right.
waste
Um,
that with me.
yeah, you and I, we are much closer to that side of the benefits than a
Yes.
lot of 30-year-olds or 25-year-olds. So it means something different to you and me, obviously. So, all right, spent enough time on that one. Next question.
There's
Woo!
a trust factor involved there. And that's all there is.
Oh, God.
That's the all.
But that,
He's not a politician. Well, be a human, be a person. He's not
right.
a politician. He's not a, he never, it's always about attack. It's always about insult. It's always about, and again, I'm trying here, Ralph. I'm trying to
He's not
understand
making it
him.
easy, is he?
It's not because he's moody. He's temperamental.
I don't know where we're going with this. All I know is this, right? We're seeing, going back to DOGE, the damage that U.S. aid did to our economy. Now, we're talking about lack of clarity, right, or transparency. I get that. I want to know what's going on, too, behind the curtains, because my feelings of that are sort of established from the previous administrations, and that's plural, because look where we've gotten now. It's because of all of the veils and all of the curtains and all the obstructions and all the that they've managed to siphon trillions of dollars, and nobody knows where the money is. It would be great if somebody stepped forward and said, okay, we found the money, and turns out we've been using it wisely. I would love to hear that. But when they say $47 trillion is missing and we don't know where it's at,
And but
let's go on to question number 2, because we can be stuck on this one for a little while. I have a feeling we're going to revisit this one next
yeah,
episode.
it's a
Question
lot.
number 2, and I'll take this one.
Shoot.
Liking your show, is there any possibility that you guys can ramp up and do more episodes? I'm going to say thank you, first of all. Thank you for that. That was a very nice compliment. And while we definitely want to do more episodes, right now it's kind of looked like this is sort of like we're on automatic pilot right now. This is the way I see it. This is kind of like the schedule that we're on right now.
Yeah, we're
Dexter is going through a lot of things right now. I'm going through a bit of a change, professionally speaking.
I'm sorry. We don't mean to say going through a lot of things. We're going through a lot of good things.
Yeah,
So
a lot of good things. That's right.
yeah,
Things that are
exactly.
taking our time from us. So it's a phase of our lives that from my perspective, I'm very thankful for. But it's taken a lot of my time. And so the answer is I would like to do more episodes. Hopefully, when things settle down and Dexter is, in case nobody remembers, he's entering the retirement waters. So, when that happens, and if he's got more time and if I've got more time, we'd love to do more episodes. But for right now, I think this is the pattern for right now. So thank you very much for watching. Please be patient with us. And yeah. So thank you very much. On that note, trending news and some news that has passed, because originally we were thinking about doing this show 2 days ago, but then something came up for Monday, something came up yesterday, and now we were here today. And what is today's date? Is it March 12th? Is today 12th or 13th?
13th, is it?
Something like that. That shows you how much we're paying attention.
One day.
Time is flying here. But, all right, so discussing some of the recent events. So, the first one, and even though it's a little bit past, is the update on the Gene Hackman thing. Now, that turned out to be much sadder than I thought it
Yeah,
was going to be. I don't know. Did you catch the update of what happened?
I did. So apparently, either I don't remember. It was her who was passed away for a week. She
Yes.
had passed away for. Correct me
Yep.
if I'm wrong. And
Nope. That's
then,
it.
but he was so the Alzheimer's was so advanced
Yep.
that he didn't even realize that she had passed away,
Right.
right?
Right.
And then
Exactly.
he was because she was taking care of him, and
Right.
he basically died of, I guess, dehydration and you know
Everything that you can possibly
that
die
you could
from
possibly die of
if
as
you're not
a
taken
kid.
care of.
Yeah.
And they're saying that he died because of his pacemaker died out, or the battery did. And that's something obviously that somebody's got to change for him, or an Alzheimer's patient in his case, because he was, I guess, pretty advanced. So yeah, I mean, from one sad level to another one, turns out she was dead for about a week. And either he didn't know because of his advanced Alzheimer's, or he simply didn't know what to do at 95. And I
He
think I
was so
read
confused.
somewhere,
Right. So
and I
confused.
think I read somewhere that he was, I don't want to say anti-tech, but he didn't have a cell phone. So he depended on his wife to make calls outside. You know, if they were running low on whatever, food or water or whatever, she would make the call and it would come. Once she died, outreach to the world also died with her because he didn't know how to use a cell phone at
Mm.
95. So it was just a terrible situation. And but that they found a couple of dogs alive after about a
Yes.
week or so. That one I don't understand either because one dog died.
One
Okay, I
dog
get
died.
that.
One dog died was in a crate.
Yeah,
And the theory is that she may have died. She may have taken the other two dogs out, but didn't take the last dog
yeah,
out of the crate. And she may have had a heart attack in between. Oh, she died of actually a rodent borne
yeah.
disease,
Hunter
right?
virus.
From
Yeah,
the
Hunter.
Hunter virus, which is rare but common in that
Yeah, in
region.
that region.
It's just really sad because again, one of my
Yeah.
favorite actors. And if anyone has never seen The French Connection, just as an aside, uh, it's actually playing on Amazon Prime right now.
Yeah, no. A lot of his movies are. All right. So yeah, so a lot of his movies are playing again. They're very popular.
Yeah.
And I actually did start to watch The French Connection again. I started to download it and started to watch it again. I've got my niece that's living with me, so she's being introduced to our time frame when we were younger. And not for nothing, she's 23 years old. She does like, a lot of that stuff. She's retro, so she likes the music that we grew up with, whether it was the Commodores or Lou Rawls or whoever, So she's
The
digging on some of that.
Earth, Wind, and Fire. We could name the
Yeah,
right?
man. So she's liking some of that, and I'm like, yeah, we may be old, but
What
we
you
got
know what I
stuff. Yeah,
find? Good movies are good movies.
yeah.
Like
No matter what.
no matter what. Like I was watching The Birds again the other day, which is a Hitchcock classic, and that was made what in the 50s, and
Yeah,
I loved it. Some good movies are good movies. They last.
no matter what.
Yeah.
That's right. And that's another thing. She and I have gone through like different phases of movies, and we went through the Hitchcock phase, and absolutely love the Hitchcock. My favorite is The Rope. When you talk about tension, I don't know whether you've seen The Rope.
I have not seen it.
Watch that one, man. You
Okay.
you talk about tense, man. You're like biting at your nail, just wondering what's gonna give here. What's gonna give? It's the ultimate cat and mouse game.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Watch The Rope. But yeah, he's got some great movies. So all right, jumping to the next. Now this is gonna be fun. Ready for this? You and I talked about this, and it's local. So anybody's watching outside of New York, just bear with us. The injury list of the New York baseball teams.
Oof.
What in hell is happening here? The Yankees, well, we'll talk about both teams, but you know what? Let's start with the Mets because the Mets don't have that many injuries. But, they lost, was it Francisco Alvarez, their catcher? for
I
about
mean, a good catch.
2 weeks. No, 2 months. Excuse me, 2 months.
Yeah,
And that's
solid catcher.
substantial.
Not an offensive powerhouse. I mean, if you look at his
No,
numbers,
no, no,
but
no. But a very good catcher,
right.
and they're going to miss him. I
Yeah.
don't know how. I don't know whether he calls the signs for the pitchers or whether that comes in from the dugout. I don't know, but the Mets are definitely going to miss him. But not like the Yankees are going to miss
Garrett Cole.
Garrett Cole. He's done. I'll be honest with you, man. He may not ever come back.
What is he,
He might
33,
not.
34? How old is he?
He's in his early 30s.
Early
Yeah,
30s,
so
right?
early 30s. So he's coming back. Now he's going back in for Tommy John surgery. At this time of the year is, I mean, you never want to do that, but what's happening is because we're at the beginning of the season, basically, we're towards the end of the spring training. All of the season is going to be done. It's done. He's lost all of the
He's
25
lost
season
25. He's going to lose
and part of the
24.
26 season too, because this is about an 18-month recovery.
Yeah.
And his season, his contract goes through 26. So as far as the Yankees go, they may not ever see him again. And then who's going to take a chance on a 35, 36-year-old coming off of Tommy John surgery? He might be done. I hope not.
I mean, I think I don't know, because, you see these athletes today and these surgeons today, and they're able to perform some miracles. And,
Sure.
he may not be able to throw the ball, 98 miles an hour again, but he's going to have to reinvent himself as the pitcher. And there are plenty of pitchers that have done that
Sure.
and have come back from injury and have done that. And, and come back from devastating injury and have done that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be more worried about an old Met that I loved when he was here, Jacob deGrom,
Yes.
who is now in Texas. He's facing a lot of issues with his health and pitching, and he hasn't been on the field, not even half a season in three?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's,
He's definitely injury prone,
yeah.
as is
I keep an eye on him
Stanton.
because he was a favorite Met of mine.
Mine too.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
loved watching him
I
get on the
loved Jake.
mound.
I loved watching
Loved watching him. That dude looks like he weighs $150 and is just blowing people away, man.
He reminds me of Mariano. He's like
Yes,
so slight, right?
that's right. The
And
dude
where
doesn't
does
cast
his
a
power
shadow.
come from, right?
Right. So
Yeah.
I hope the best for them all.
But it's
Mike Stant.
baseball season. Someone, next man up, right? Someone's
Yeah,
got to step up. This is the time for somebody to shine.
it
Maybe
won't be
make a little
Stanton for the
stretch.
Yankees because he's done. Well, he's hurt. I don't know when he's coming back.
He's always
Yeah,
the softest.
but yeah, yeah, exactly. The beginning of the season and Stanton hurt, those words always go hand in hand.
He's always.
One of these days he's going to show up healthy and nobody's going to know what to do. It's good.
You know when he's going to show up healthy? Because he's a big man,
Yes,
and
he
I
is.
think that whatever he's doing. And it doesn't necessarily to be whatever he's doing. Some some athletes' bodies just break down.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Well,
when
yeah,
you don't
it
expect
happens
it.
to us all. It
Yeah,
happens to us all.
yeah.
Even the great Barry Bonds cannot withstand the test of time, and
Yeah.
everybody. The old saying is, "Father Time is undefeated."
Father Time is undefeated.
Yeah.
And
So
everyone gets old, unfortunately.
yeah, man. So, and hopefully, like you said, there's a lot of newfangled techniques, therapy out there. So hopefully these players will find something that'll help them recover much sooner.
Yeah.
Or hopefully nothing that'll cause them adverse reactions down the road. So, and that actually leads me to something I want to discuss with you. And I've been reading a lot about, this may sound a little bit weird. Actually, I got this tip from a viewer and I started looking into it. Red light therapy. I don't know if you ever heard that.
Say that again.
Red light therapy?
Red light therapy? No, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, right. Very interesting. And from my perspective, it's interesting in two ways. Number one, the science behind it. I really didn't know that light was that important in the recovery process, because red light apparently it penetrates the body more than other light spectrums, blue lights or whatever the case may be, and it causes the mitochondria to reproduce faster and put out more ATP, more energy, and so the body recovers and gives people more energy just being exposed to red light and ultraviolet. That like the sun is a good source, for example, of
Vitamin
light,
D,
and
sure.
it energizes people. That's why people, in the spring they come out and they go to the beaches or whatever the case may be.
That's why
So
people in the
so
Northeast lack vitamin D because it's a
yes,
seasonal
yes,
environment, right?
exactly. So that was the first thing that caught my interest. I actually started looking into it, and I started thinking, and it wasn't just one hokey dude talking about it. There's an entire industry, a bunch of scientists there talking
It's not
about
Frank
this.
Thomas and Doug Flutie talking about my testosterone.
Don't know about that. But
Total BS.
another thing
It'll
is
turn you into a real man.
is I was talking some people may not know is, my lady, she does this whole wellness thing. She's into the holistic medicines, and as it turns out, we've got red lights, in our home that she treats her patients with. And we've got another site, at a spa where she works out of from time to time. And I started talking to her about red light therapy, and she gave me this look, as if to say, "I've been telling you this for years. You haven't been listening." I surrender.
We've been
So
talking about this forever.
yeah, not only have she known about it, but she's been telling me. I just haven't been listening.
I know, but you ignored it until it actually came up, and then she said, "Look,
Right. You know what
remember
I mean? I
5 years
feel
ago when I
bad.
told you?"
But, so I started, this regiment of red light, you know, therapy. And I got to tell you, it does feel good. It
Oh,
really
okay,
does.
awesome.
So whether it's athletes, taking it on, or you and me, I think it's a good, and it's inexpensive. I've got all kinds of red light equipment, and I'm just getting ready to order a big old chamber for people to actually stand in. It's all therapeutic, of course, and so anyway, I started doing a little bit of research, and this was a tip from a friend of mine who also watches, and I started looking into it, and I thought, you know what, I got to give this. I'm going to give this a little bit of light. I'm going to give this, yeah, and, no pun intended. But so a shout out to my bud who turned me on to that. No pun intended there either. This is going downhill quick.
Yeah.
So anyway, so you know what? Give it some thought. You know what I mean? For you and I'm going to be doing it routinely because
Yeah,
why
why
not? Number
not?
one, I
I
have
could
it.
always use, look, if these athletes are doing this, there's a reason, right?
Yeah,
Why?
sure,
Now, not
sure.
that that's going to turn me overnight into a man that can throw 5 different pitches, you know, and
Yeah,
compete at that level,
but at
but
least we can get up with less pain.
we can get up with less pain, off the toilet bowl with less pain.
I'll take that.
That's not for everybody. We don't really hurt when we get off the toilet bowl. It's just when
No.
we're trying to get out of bed.
Oh God,
We
here
know
we
what
go.
we do, but we're like casting ourselves like old guys. We are these old guys, you know. Let's
Yeah,
look at these
well,
old guys.
obviously. Oh gosh, but
Well,
yeah, let's look into that, man,
I
and
will.
I'll keep
I
passing
will.
along some information. If you ever make it out here for a visit, we'll throw you into the booth. You know what I mean? We'll
It's an
we'll
actual
get some
booth.
red light on you. Yeah,
Oh,
well,
wow.
it's arriving sooner than later.
Oh,
But for right now, we've got panels that we place in front of our patients, and we bathe them with the red light. So whether it's you and anybody out there that is watching, give it a try. Do your research first. Just type in Google red light therapy or look it up on YouTube. There's a lot of good information out there. So just wanted to give that a plug.
terrific.
And yeah,
Terrific.
man.
And on that note, I guess it's a good time for us to, because, we've got to take care of a couple of things, but, you know, thank you, everyone, for joining again. We do plan, like, things will soften up, I think, over the next few weeks, and we'll get to do more episodes, if the audience demands it, why not? Right?
Yeah, we've gotten more than one person that is asking for it. It's not the first time, and so, but at the same time, everything, the stars have to be aligned,
aligned.
and
The stars
and
have to
so
be aligned.
when the time, and if we can put out more episodes, we're glad to.
We're glad to. Very,
And
very
we're
glad
still
to.
trying to get some co-hosts and some guests to come with us. So hopefully that good one, and we'll talk to you on the next one.
Sounds good. Take
Take
care,
care, guys.
everyone.
All right.